What is up, everybody? Welcome back to What If Boise State Joined the Pac-12. We are nearing the end of season number 2. Boise State rocking a 5-5 record, which is not good, and recently falling to the number 2 Oregon Ducks at home. So that's not good. We have 2 games left. Boise State has 2 games left, both against the Washington schools. This week in Seattle to play Washington, number 22 in the country, and then at home for this season finale against Washington State. I think nowadays you have to get 6 wins to be bowl eligible, but this game you might actually be required to get 7. So Boise State needs to most likely go 2-0 to get a bowl bid and likely save my job. As we look at the contract feedback here, 36% job security. Not the worst, but certainly not the best. Before we jump into the game, we will, of course, get you all caught up on the polls and standings. Top 25 polls. Little respect for that team. Literally undefeated. Alright. Oregon is number 2, which is not good enough to be number 1. That is currently Auburn. You have Oklahoma at number 3. Miami University continues to look better. That loss continues to look better as we lost to the number 4 team in the country. Wow. Sometimes it just happens. As it currently stands, we played the number 1 team, the number 2 team, and a team that ended up becoming the number 4 team. They were not ranked when we faced them, but they are way up there in the top 5. Mississippi State, Alabama, Notre Dame, boo. Florida State, Penn State, Texas A&M, Pittsburgh, Michigan, Arkansas, Wisconsin, Oregon State, Arizona State, Utah, South Carolina, Syracuse, UCF, Nebraska, Washington, Fresno State. This was a team that was robbed. There's a brand new entry in Syracuse, jumped all the way up to 19. They're 5-2. Fresno State is 7-0 and number 23. All right. Maryland and Southern Mississippi. That was the incorrect button to push. Stanford, Ohio State, and Nevada dropped out. TCU, Oklahoma State, Virginia Tech, Virginia, and Texas all got votes in addition to the 3 schools that did drop out. So that catches you up around the country. Let's take a look at what's happening in the conference, the Pac-12. Boise State currently 4th with a 4-3 conference record. Looks like Oregon's probably going to wrap it up and take home the Pac-12 North title. They can still get some help. They do face Oregon State. Oregon State, if they can at least match step for step, can hold the tiebreaker and maybe sneak in to the title game. There you have Washington just above us. Stanford just below us. And then Washington State, who is winless in conference play. Rip in peace, Cougars. I guess we should take a look at the South, but it's a mess, as it always is. Pac-12 South is Utah. Arizona State maybe has a run at it, but USC, UCLA, Arizona, and California, they're all long gone, I would assume. So there you go. South, just a big ol' mess. Heading to Seattle, the Boise State Broncos look to make things right. This is a battle of Chris Peterson schools, as Chris Peterson originally coached for Boise State and left to go to Washington. No controllers have been assigned. That's exactly right. We watch these games and enjoy them. Husky Stadium should be a loud, raucous place, which is a lot, hopefully, louder and more raucous than Boise State's home field has been recently. More, it's just that can it provide enough noise to get over the to get the game audio up over the microphone audio, because the PlayStation 3 is really loud. They need to bring this back to next gen consoles. They'll be doing that in about 2022. Looks like it's going to be a couple years and they'll have that game coming back. They announced it not too long ago. But NCAA football is on its way back. NCAA football. Technically, this is 12, but we're in NCAA 14 as a category. It's fine. Boise State taking on Washington. Yeah, finally. Well, they're finally getting some changes with the some of the laws that are going around as far as how student athletes can be paid for their likeness and stuff like that, which was the reason that they stopped making the games in the first place, because they were basically making money off of player likenesses, and the players were like, well, wait, hold on, this is fucked up. We should be getting some money. And then schools and conferences started dropping out because they didn't want legal liabilities, and then they just said, you know what, we're not going to make the game anymore. And it's been 8 years, 7 years, going on 8 that we haven't had one. Mariners just started. Mariners have a 1-0 lead. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad that they can do that as well. Here's Eddie White, 93 rushes for almost 600 yards. Boise State has had a front-loaded schedule. Most college schools get 3 bye weeks. Boise State's 3 bye weeks are at the end of the season after the Washington State game. So some of the stats might be a little weird because they've played fewer games than Boise State has. So he'll field it from inside the end zone, about 3 yards deep, and he'll make it only up to the 20-yard line. So took an unnecessary hit there. Would have just made it there just by taking a knee. Oh, we got an extra yard. Sorry, to the 21-yard line. Washington comes out for their first possession of the game. Number 22 in the country. Working with a I formation. Will offset I. Rushes forward for 4 yards. They should be getting money, and it's becoming clearer and clearer that the "we offer you a free education" is not an adequate thing, because of the amount of money that networks pay, and especially how much coaches make. When you sign Dabo Swinney to a 10-year, $100 million contract, clearly you have money to be throwing around. So get out of here with that garbage. 3rd down and 2. Boise State stops him. He got a yard, but not the 2 that he needed. 4th and inches. It's like Bennett was in on that tackle. He's been a defensive star all season long. I love Boise State. I bet on them in a bowl game a few years back in Vegas. Oh, nice. Boise's been the pesky thorn in the side of a lot of schools. Just ask Oklahoma. They haven't been as good lately. But that's, every college has ebbs and flows. There's a nice pass out to the right side for Boise State. 2nd down and inches coming up after the nice throw here by Manson, our quarterback. That's a throw a lot of times you'll see get picked off just because of the way it kind of floats in the air. Takes a second to get to that receiver. But that time the defender was too far back, and it was an easy 9-yard pickup. 2nd down and inches. Boise State already into Washington territory. They'll run a little option here, and that is intercepted for a pick 6. What? Oh my gosh. Are you serious? There were 4 Washington defenders coming to... Oh my... Just hold the ball and eat the sack, man. What an awful play. They were trying to run an option play to the left side, and that went as poorly as it could. Except for whatever team Tom Brady's on. That's true. Tom Brady gets a lot of the credit, but they build around him. From the 5-yard line, Boise State returns up to the 25. Look at to about the 30-yard line, and they'll try again here. That was a 2nd and inches play. After that 9-yard completion, just pitched it right into the hands of the old Washington defender. There's a nice blast. Remember the year Tom Brady got injured and the Patriots still went 11-5? You're like, oh, God. 2nd down and 8. Drops back to pass, finds a man over the middle. It's going to be a 1st and 10. I believe that's Mayhew, number 82. Been a great receiver. Slow start there. Slow get off the line, but it didn't really matter. Beat his man inside and got enough yardage. Oh, it's fine. It's just, it is what it is. 7-0. Bringing in a big package. Offset eye. Still drops back to pass. Looking, winds up, fires down the middle into triple coverage. Probably, maybe not should have been, but definitely could have been intercepted off the hands of the defender. Boise State, quick drop. Oh my goodness. Remember what I said about that, those kinds of plays on that 1st down conversion, or that 1st down play that led to the 2nd and inches? That is why that play is so dangerous. He floated it out. There was a defender standing right in the way. And Washington has its 2nd takeaway in the 1st quarter. Oops. Spotify, get out of here. I don't need you. Washington driving inside the 20-yard line down to about the 17. Looking at a 1st down and 10. Hands ball off. Nice play by Boise State defensively. Or the defense of Boise State. All the words got jumbled up at once. It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Washington. A win here for Boise State's defense would be to just hold them to a field goal attempt. Looks like they're going to bring some additional pressure up the middle. That is exactly what they do. Finds a free man. That is an incomplete pass. Henderson able to get that ball forward enough. You'd like to see him kind of just take the sack there just in case the ball comes dislodged. Boise State only rushing 3, maybe a little bit of a delay blitz there for a 4th guy. They get to him anyway, and that's a good stand by the Boise State defense. Coming off the turnover, they did give up the one play that I wasn't watching. I'll be honest. But it's 4th down and 17. Field goal is going to be about a 41-yarder. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So Washington up 10-0. There it is. Returned out, holding the ball weirdly. Finally covers it up. Got about 2 yards deep in the end zone. Returns about 25 yards up to about the 23-yard line. 24. Maybe even the 25. Who knows? 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining here in the 1st quarter. Boise State throwing the ball again, and it's picked. The 3rd turnover for Washington in this quarter. Or takeaway for Washington in this quarter. Boise State is just giving it away like it's Christmas presents. Number 11 ran that route better than number 82 did. That was into double coverage. That was a terrible play. Absolutely horrendous throw. There's a nice play again by the Boise State defense. That's right. He's been super effective. 28 tackles, 10.5 sacks this season, 18 tackles for loss. Between Wright and Bennett, excuse me, those have been the two bright spots on the Boise State defense. Over the middle, there's an interception for Boise State. That's, I believe that's Ward, number 27. Nice play there. Just kind of got a lucky little bounce there with the placement of the character. But, hey, an interception is an interception. Now, Boise State just needs to hold on. Turnover-filled first quarter. 3 turnovers by Boise State, 1 turnover by Washington. 10-0 game. There's a float pass up over the left side. That should have been an interception. Absolutely should have been an interception. I don't know what happened there, but the ball just went right through his hands. He turned, he looked, he located it. He just couldn't bring it in. Boise State looking to throw again. Finds, oh my goodness, another pick. Another interception. He's thrown 3 of them in the first quarter. Great play by number 20, athletic move there. Just in his zone, just kind of patrolling the area, watching the quarterback the whole way. There's Harry Husky himself. My goodness. So yet again, Washington has the ball inside the Boise 20-yard line. 2nd down and 9 as the first quarter winds down. Boise State's done a good job holding them to just a field goal attempt. The Washington Huskies defense is on an absolute tear right now, forcing 4 turnovers in the first quarter. Wow. 10-0. The 22nd ranked Washington Huskies lead the Boise State Broncos. This is ESPN College Football on twitch.tv/Shaunosaurus Rex. Hey, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to scroll down, subscribe, ring that bell so you're notified when I post new videos and all that stuff. You can also catch Sports Night Tuesday nights on twitch.tv/Shaunosaurus Rex. 3rd down and 8 is a completed pass, but only for 6 yards. Nice grab by number 18, but it did look like he had to come back for the ball a little bit there. So it will be a 4th down, and they're going to leave the offense out on the field. 10-0. Washington's going for it. They're trying to run a QB draw. Turnover on downs. That's a 2-yard loss. Boise State's defense again coming up big. Henderson, I believe, is the Washington quarterback's name. Really had nowhere to go there, either throwing the ball or running the ball. But a good stand there by the Boise defense. Seems kind of silly to go for it on 4th and 2. At this stage in the game, just take the points. Boise State does get the ball back at the beginning of the second half, so keep that in mind here. 4:14 on the clock. And a battle of field position at the moment because Boise State keeps turning the ball over. They keep getting pushed further and further back because their defense is actually playing very well. Clark with a run there. It's going to be 3rd down and 3, excuse me. Single back set. They'll run the ball. Probably a little predictable this deep in the end zone, but with Manson throwing 3 picks and pitching an interception as well, though that one is definitely qualified as a fumble, you are looking at most likely a very conservative offense to just say, hey, we're going to try and get some field position here. Maybe we'll rip off a 1st down. But we do not want another interception. We do not want an interception this deep in our own territory. We're looking at Washington getting about their worst starting field position of the day. at midfield, which is saying something. Granted, they had that opening kickoff return, which was from about the 23, but Washington having to start this far back, blasphemous. First down and 10. Hands the ball off. Oh no, it's a fake. Nice pull there by the quarterback on the read option. Boise State absolutely flowed towards the running back. Kept the ball in his hands, got 5 yards. Pretty textbook right there. Hands the ball off this time, trying to go up the middle. Met after a gain of 1. Sets up a third down and medium, 3rd and 4 for the Washington Huskies. Run off the left side. That's going to be a good gain there, at least 7 yards. 1st and 10 coming for the Washington Huskies. Boise State defense has got to be tired. They keep having to come out after sudden changes. They've played well, but you can only bend so far before you break. Here's Washington. He'll run it up the right side. That's what he was looking for on that 4th and 2 down near the goal line. It's a nice run. That's a 9-yard gain. Nice slide there at the end to avoid taking the hit. Got what he needed and got down. That's what you love to see it. It's a great run by Henderson. Second down and 1. Approaching the 2-minute warning here in the second half. Fires over to the left side. Finds his receiver, number 8. First down and 10 for the Huskies with 2:10 remaining in the second quarter. Henderson taken down in the backfield for a loss of 6. 2 hurries, 4 quarterback sacks for the Boise State Broncos. They have as many sacks as they have turnovers in this game. Second down and 16 coming up. Blitz off the edge. He got the throw away. It might be a little bit short. No, he dropped it. Henderson waited until the absolute last possible second for him to be able to throw that ball. There was a defender screaming off the top side of that, coming right towards him to get him, but just enough time. There's another sack for Boise State. That's a huge loss. 4th down and 24. Now, it was definitely a screen. Boise State just got there before Henderson released it. For the good timing he had on the last play, that was certainly poorly timed on his part. All he has to do is just kind of float that up over the defender, and you're looking at a pretty easy completion. That's exactly what a screen is designed to do, is combat that exact pressure. They brought everybody. That was a perfect play call, just poorly executed. Enjoy the next 17 seconds here as we wait for the kicker to snap the ball. Burning time off this clock. The second quarter has breezed by. Helps when Boise State isn't turning the ball over every 15 seconds. Kick is low and it's going to be short. Left, both. No good. Wasn't really even close. Seemed like they were kind of pushing his limits with the 41-yard field goal that he tried earlier and made. So it remains a 10-0 game. I will be honest, it is shocking that it is this close. This game is not nearly as close as the score would indicate. Here's Manson winging it down the right side. That is dropped down the right sideline. This is Boise State's best field position we have seen all game. Second down and 10. 46 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Washington. Manson's got to go. It's a fumble. Picked up by an offensive player. Looks like it's Utley. Boise State just does not want to hold on to the ball. Nice play by Cobb. Read exactly what the blocker was going to do. Try and do that little chop block. Try and get him at the legs. He just hurdled it. A nice play there for the Washington defense as they force another loose ball. for once, Boise State picks it up. Timeout, Washington, or Boise State, excuse me. They burned so much clock there for no reason. 24 seconds here, 3rd and 15. If I'm Boise State, I don't even worry about taking a timeout. They're just going to get sacked again. 4th and 22. It's just a horrendous half for Boise State. And yet they're still only down a touchdown and a field goal. A great return here by the Washington Huskies. Up to about midfield. 11 seconds, 2 timeouts. They can definitely get into field goal range here. Here is the game track for the Boise State defense. Boise State has a lot of sacks here. I think they have 5 or 6 sacks so far here in the first half. I don't know if they'll show us like a score or there. Here we go. 3 hurries, 5 sacks, no knockdowns. But they've been good when they need to. 4th long field goal, held on a 4th down. So Boise State's defense being the bright spot here for the Broncos, running right up the middle. It's a nice little gain there, 9 yards, 2nd down and 1. Only 4 seconds come off the clock. Washington down to 1 timeout. 6, 5, 4, 3, interception. Oh, if he's quick, he might be able to put points on the board. What? What? Boise State, the same play that I've talked about a couple of times throughout this half, that out pass towards the sidelines, either sideline, it has a tendency to be picked off in this game. That's the second time we've seen it, once on the Washington side, now once on the Boise State side. Or I guess flip that, once on the Washington, whatever. And wait, is that guy's name literally half? What? What was that kicker's name? Oh my goodness. Boise State's only down 3. Washington, I think it's Hall. Oh, it's Hale. That's right. His kicker's name is Hale. Because it's Tony Hale's son. What a bizarre half of football. It is 10-7. Boise State has turned the ball over 4 times. Washington has turned it over twice. Washington should be up by way more. Oh my goodness! Oh, what is this return? Boise State with back-to-back incredible plays. That is the best return we have ever seen from the Boise State Broncos up the left side. They are on the 30-yard line going in Washington territory. They're already in field goal range. I wasn't sure if he was actually going to be able to get his feet down and stay in bounds and outrun that player. Wow. An interception returned for a touchdown at the buzzer of the second quarter. Immediately getting the ball. Immediately putting themselves in prime position. They are on the 27-yard line of Washington. What? I cannot believe what I am watching here, folks. I hope you're enjoying it. This is why the games are played digitally and not on paper. Oh, 2nd down and 12 is going to be an 8-yard sack. 3rd and 20 coming up. That big throw animation takes a really long time to get going. And number 77 just got beat there. 55 with a nice sack there for Washington. You can see him start to wind up like I'm going to bomb it. No such luck. It's 3rd down and 20. I highly doubt Boise State wants to take a field goal from here. I wouldn't even really try to go for the 1st down. I just want 10 yards. Oh, instead they're going to go for it. Oh, touchdown! What? What is happening? What? That was the pass he caught. I guess it's Mayhew. Mayhew is very good. Boise State has the lead. 13-10 extra point pending. Keep in mind that Washington would only be down 1 point if they had just kicked that field goal instead of going for it on 4th and 2. 3-play, 26-yard drive. Manson to Mayhew for 36 yards and a touchdown after 10 yards lost. on the previous 2 plays. That was a 3rd and 20. And Hansen went for it all and got it. And that's how you work the double dip. You get the last possession of the first half, the second possession, or the last possession of the first half, which technically was just that interception return, but scoring right before the half, getting the ball back, and then immediately scoring again. Even if they had gotten half the yards, made it a 4th and 10, kicked that field goal, looking at a 10-10 tie, that is exactly where you would want to be if you're Boise State. You played like absolute garbage in the first half, trash. Just throw it out, go back out and play your game, and you got a lead. 14-10. What unbelievableness we are witnessing here in Seattle, Washington, digital Seattle. I'll be there next month, getting hyped, going to Pink Gorilla, doing the good stuff, getting more grab bag games. You know what it is. There's a nice screen by the Washington Huskies, well read by the Boise State defense. Looks like it was Bennett on the defense that time around. 4th down and 7. Boise State's defense has played very well throughout the entire game, so it's not a surprise that they force Washington into a 3 and out. But I will say that kick return is massively surprising. We don't see a ton of huge returns like that, and I don't believe we've seen a kickoff return for a touchdown or anything like that. But, oh boy. Here's the game track for the Washington defense. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4, or 3 interceptions, excuse me. Here's the quarterback, Manson. He's thrown a touchdown. Doesn't really seem to want to hear it. Doesn't seem interested in it. Okay. He'll walk away. 3 for 9, 54 yards, a touchdown, and 3 picks. What? He has as many completions as interceptions? That is terrible. Here's a pitch out to the left side. Nice little block on the edge there. Got a good 10, 15, 20 yards. It'll be 1st down and 10 for Boise State as they start to round into form here in the second half. Love that toss play. Great block on the outside by number 64, really sealing that edge, giving Clark an opportunity to run all the way around and get that corner. Clark's been largely inconsistent throughout most of the season. Good to see him pick up a good chunk of yards, though. Snap got jumped there. Nothing doing there for Clark on that 2nd down, or that 1st down run. 2nd down and 10 coming up. Trying to hand it off again. Nothing doing there. It'll be 3rd down and 11 for the Boise State Broncos with a 4-point lead. This is a long field goal if you go for it. Again, half the yards. Just get close to the 30. Instead, he's just going to bomb it down the field. That makes sense. That's an interception. The defender was 2 steps ahead of Clark. Or, Brooks. That is Brooks. And that'll be interception number 4. I believe he has more completed passes to the other team than he does his own team. Well read by number 1, just running for it. Nice leaping grab there. It was on a 3rd down and 11, so it's a fine takeaway. Sometimes you see players intercepted on like a 4th down, you're like, just drop the ball next time, because you don't need the field position would dictate that you don't get an interception. You basically allowed him to punt it. Eddie White, 14 rushes, 53 yards, almost 4 yards a carry, having a nice game. We'll see if they call on him a bunch this time down the field. Getting that nice 1st down run for a 1st down conversion. 5 yards on another 1st down run there. Second down and 5. Minute and 30 seconds here in the 3rd quarter. Finds a nice little hole there on the right side and bounces it back towards the middle, and that's 5 yards and a 1st down. Boise State just needs their defense to come through one more time. Boise State's defense is probably looking at their quarterback going, if you could just not throw an interception, if you could just don't. I'm pretty sure he has an interception thrown in every quarter this game. Unless he threw so many. That first quarter was real weird. I think the second quarter was a little bit cleaner for him. 2nd down and 4 is a nice conversion. Cross midfield into Boise State territory. As we are under 50 seconds to go. Just ran up, found the first down marker, sat down, let the ball come to him, and fell forward for a few more yards. Nice play there by the Washington receiver. And the Huskies here are driving. Fakes a handoff, finds another wide open target. 1st down and 10. That's the same receiver that just caught the last pass. Nice rollout there. I like that play design. And nice timing there to find the gap in the 2 defenders there. Bennett and Ward, I believe, are the defenders there. Bennett for sure is one of them. I can't remember what the other guy's name is. 21 and 27. Both divisible by 3. There's a nice play by the Boise State defense to hold Gatewood to no gain. 2nd down and 10. 15 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if they go for one more play or if they just don't worry about it. 5. Oh, they will. Maybe. Oh, I was going to say maybe shouldn't have because he was mad in the backfield, but a nice agile play there as Gatewood finds 5 yards. Runs us to the end of the 3rd quarter. Boise State is ahead by 4, but Washington is driving. This is ESPN College Football on twitch.tv/Shawnosaurus Rex. Boise State 14, 22, 22nd ranked Washington, number 10. Be right back after this drink of Mountain Dew. Henderson trying to run it on 3rd and 5. Can't find any room. It's 4th and 8. Nice play there by number 99 on the Boise State defense. He tried to spin out of it, but was that Abrams? Just stuck with him and made sure to get the tackle. Clock is moving. We are in the 4th quarter. And they will take the 3 points here to cut it down to a 1-point game. Washington did elect to go for it on a 4th and 2 instead of taking the easy field goal. Ten-play, 61-yard drive. Took 2 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock. 35-yard field goal is good. And we have a 1-point game, 14-13. Any points here for Boise State is good points for Boise State, because it'll still force, because either way it'll force Washington to score a touchdown. You might even see Boise State go for 2, put it out to a 9-point lead. Something I would consider doing. There's not really much of a reason to do it. That is on the sideline. That's a nice catch there. Utley punching the ref right in the face. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Broncos. A little late on that throw. He was very open, it looked like, pretty early in that pattern. But nice job getting both feet down. That's good in the NFL as well as college. Pitch out to the left side, goes for -1 yard. Clark can't find any room. They had that one really nice run, but otherwise, Washington's defense has done a pretty good job at bottling up the Boise State rushing attack. Drops back to pass, single back set, looking, floats out to the left side. Somehow that is not intentional grounding. There was no viable receiver in the area, and that definitely was not the line of scrimmage. I don't even think he was outside of the tackle box. That feels like it should have been a... Oh, nice catch there by Wilson on the left side. That definitely felt like it should have been a intentional grounding there. Doesn't matter. Nice play here by Wilson. Just gets by number 27. Nice little float pass up over the top. Beat 3 Washington defenders there. It's tackled at the 30-yard line. So Boise State doing what they've been doing throughout the season. Just kind of relying on these little big pop plays to get them down the field. Haven't been super great at having super sustained drives, but we've been able to cash in on some chunk plays. Here's that toss play to the left. That's all right. Fall forward for 5 yards. What you like to see? They got a good little seal there on the edge. Not the best run you'll ever see, but that's okay. 5 yards is 5 yards. You'd love to see Boise State start winding some clock here as we approach the 3-minute mark in the fourth quarter. 2nd down and 5. Washington faithful must be very confused about what they've witnessed here in this game. Washington had 4 turnovers and looked pretty unstoppable defensively. If it wasn't for a defensive touchdown by the Boise State Broncos at the literal last second of the half, Boise State might actually just be driving for trying to take the lead right now. Washington did pass up that field goal, so keep that in mind. Remember that. The loudest we've heard Husky Stadium so far today, as they have milked time off this clock. 3rd down and 6, 2:08 to go. Free rusher. They're going to do a little screen on the left side. He's going to be a yard short. Timeout Washington with 2:03 to go. They'll go for the field goal. This is the correct call. Kick is up. Kick is good. Washington now needs a touchdown. Field goal does them nothing, but it would have done them something if they had not gone for it on a 4th and 2. 8-play, 51-yard drive took 2:32 off the clock. 38-yard field goal is good. We are looking at a 4-point Boise State lead. Washington does not have an offensive touchdown. They have 2 field goals, and their lone touchdown came from a fumble recovery, scoop and score. It wasn't even a fumble recovery. The quarterback pitched it, and it qualified as a fumble, but he threw it right into the waiting arms of a Washington defender. It was basically his 5th interception. He's only credited for 4 interceptions, but that was absolutely his 5th. Nice little find there, as Washington kind of dinks and dunks it down the field, and they might have... I thought they froze the game. 17-13 here. Clock is moving. Boise State's defense can't really get there. That's a nice play for Washington up the left side. They have time. They do not need to run this quickly. Boise State, I don't know why you ran the QB draw there. Clock still moving, 90 seconds to go. 2nd down to 13. This game is somehow entertaining. Boise State can't get any pressure defensively. It is 3rd down and 9. Boise State, Washington. What? Hold on. Let's reset. Reset your mind. Reset the game for the fine folks watching. If you're watching, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. 3rd down and 9. We have a minute and 20 seconds with the clock running. And a running play that gets 5. That is 2 questionable calls back to back. I don't like the quarterback draw. And I don't like the quarterback draw and then immediately going with another running play. Granted, they got 5 yards on it, but if you're going to pick one running play, just pick one. Don't do both in a row. 4th down and 4. It's a conversion. He got 5, needed 4. They did take a timeout to talk that play over. Clocks the ball, so it'll be 2nd down and 10. 17-13, under a minute to go. From the 32-yard line. Boise State looking for the upset. Washington looking to keep their ranking. That was just a drop ball. Oh, he had so much green in front of him. Oh my goodness. Henderson threw it right to him. And there was not a Boise State defender in sight. Oh, that's a bad time to take a sack on 3rd and 10. It's 4th and 18. Clock is moving. I don't know why Washington's not taking a timeout. 40. 36. 35. There's a screen play on 4th and 18. He needed 18. He got about 13. For some reason, they're showing them celebrating. They just turned the ball over. The game is over. Boise State wins. What? Boise State takes the knee. Washington takes the timeout. 29 seconds to go. In an absolute mind-boggler of a game. Boise State is going to walk out of Seattle with a sweet, sweet victory. There it is. The clock strikes 0. And it is Boise State 17, Washington 13. Wow. Wow. Boise State had one of the worst halves of football I have ever seen. And they came back and they won the game. Here's your play of the game, Owen. 360 no scope grab here. Just for fun. Just stunting on him. Just flaunting that he was going to get the interception. Ran it all the way back as time expired in the first half to put Boise State down 3. I don't even know. I don't know. My brain is melted. What an incredible performance by Boise State in like the second half plus about 4 seconds. Their quarterback threw 4 interceptions. 4 interceptions total. Threw a pitch that was intercepted. Ben Abrams is the player of the game. 7 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. That's how poorly the offense played. They were able to score 10 points. Definitely a defensive showdown here. Washington, there's their lone touchdown. That's basically, in quotes, an interception. It technically is a fumble. But Boise State's defense came to play. They showed up, stopped them on a 4th and 2. I'm sure Washington's regretting that call. Just unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is why you love the digital football. It's crazy, it's wacky, it's wild. And, I mean, the fact that Boise State's defense was able to hold Washington's offense to 6 points, considering that Washington's defense had continually shifted the momentum. Just interception, fumble recovery for a touchdown is, ooh, that's a good one. I like that one. Is truly outstanding, and it is what gives Boise State the victory. My mind is blown. My words are failing me. What an absolute classic of a game. 17-13 is your final. We'll take a look at the stats here. Team stats. Just kidding. Wanted the player stats. Here's Manson. He was 6 for 14 for 102 yards. Had 1 touchdown, 4 picks. And just not a great game for him. Not a great game at all. Rushing. We have Clark here with 11 rushes for 28 yards. 22 was his long, so he really did all of his damage on that one run out to the right side. It was a nice little toss play. Manson gets credited for 6 attempts with negative 22 yards, and he had 2 fumbles. One of them, mercifully for Boise State, was recovered by Boise State. The other one was returned for a scoop and score. Mayhew, receptions were tough to come by because he only completed 6 passes. Didn't really throw it that much because he kept throwing interceptions. Mayhew did have 3 receptions for 49 yards and a touchdown. Brooks, 1 for 10. Utley, 1 for 12. Wilson, 1 for 31. Mayhew's touchdown in the back of the end zone was fantastic. Defensively, a lot of sacks in this game. 2 for Abrams, 2 for Bryant, a 1.5 for Wright. Branch had 1, Davis had 1, McNair had the other half sack. And then interception-wise, a couple of them, 1 for Owen and 1 for Ward. Just a great game. The 60 interception return yards and the touchdown. There it is. Defensive touchdown right at the end of the first half. Unbelievable turn of events. Unbelievable. Just when I thought Washington was just going to march on home with this game, and that was going to be that. But it turned on one play, gave Boise State momentum. They got the ball back after half, immediately scored, and never gave the lead back. Washington, they had opportunities, and they definitely are going to regret not going for that field goal on 4th and 2. Because then instead of just needing a field goal to win the game, they needed a touchdown to win the game. Wow. There is one more game in the regular season for the Boise State Broncos, and it is against the Washington State Cougars. You can catch that live on Tuesday night over on twitch.tv/ShaunosaurusRex, along with Washington State football and some Mariners spring training. So if that sounds good, you can do it over there. If you want to hang out on YouTube, that's totally cool too. You can scroll on down, subscribe, ring that bell, and then flip through the other 30. No, I don't think it's 30. The other 25 plus videos of the Boise State saga. We also have Washington State football on there as well. Wow, what a game. I think Boise State still needs one more win to become bowl eligible. They will get a pretty easy test against the Washington State Cougars next week, but the Boise State Broncos have struggled throughout the season, and that might be a little trickier than it seems. And last year, Boise State did get tripped up in Pullman. So, storylines aplenty for next week's regular season finale. Then we will have the Pac-12 title game that Boise State will not be a part of at all. And then we will have Boise State's bowl game, if applicable. So stick around for that. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We'll see you next week. Go Broncos.